Okay, at this time, Board, do I hear a motion related to the discussion of a waiver of a tiny attorney-client privilege regarding an April 28th, 2019 attorney opinion?
Madam Chair, I move that the board waive the attorney-client privilege related to the legal opinion dated April 28, 2019, the district received from legal counsel, which addresses the informal state attorney general opinion to Mrs. Garris about her request to the superintendent for district records and information. I further move that the April 28 opinion from counsel be made available to the public and media.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Anderson. Do I have a second? Okay, thank you, Ms. Green. Any questions or comments regarding that before we vote? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 supporting and 1 opposition. Okay. And so the motion carries. And at this time, I would like to read a statement that I have prepared for this. So we have now voted to release this document in an effort to clarify some misconceptions that have been made on social media and by others in the media over the past few weeks. With the release of our attorney's memo tonight, we intend to address some mischaracterizations that have been asserted in local media outlets and further propagated on social media regarding requests for information that board member Jada Garris has made of the administration. The claim is that the superintendent has repeatedly denied a board member's request for information because he or the district has something to hide. Lexington School District 1 has nothing to hide, nor does its superintendent. Any assertion otherwise is not true, and I want to clearly say that again. That is not true. The superintendent works for the board, but his job is not solely to provide us with information and be at the beck and call of board members. His job, the job he was hired to do, is to manage the day-to-day operations of one of the fastest growing and most competitive school districts in the state of South Carolina and in an extension in the Southeast. The board must provide adequate time for the superintendent to effectively manage Lexington School District 1, a district that serves nearly 27,000 students and employs more than 3,900 full-time certified and support personnel. Not only is Dr. Little responsible for our students and their learning experiences in our schools, he is also responsible for a food service program that serves 2 meals daily and a transportation system. And in his spare time, he is also overseeing the building of 3 schools, a middle school in the Lexington attendance zone, an elementary school in the Gilbert attendance zone, and a middle school in the Pelion attendance zone. When any board member makes a request for information, if that information can be reasonably and expediently attained, the superintendent provides it. However, when the information requested will take considerable staff time to collect, it is appropriate for the superintendent to advise a board member to discuss with fellow board members the merit of the information requested and to ask the board to vote on the need to devote manpower and financial resources to prepare that information. If the board member is unwilling to work with the rest of the other members of the board to authorize the research and preparation of the information, the board member is advised, again appropriately, to file a Freedom of Information request. However, in an abundance of caution, I have also approached the Executive Director of the South Carolina School Boards Association, Scott Price, and asked his opinion on the appropriateness of Dr. Little's response to Mrs. Garris. He agrees that Dr. Little's response was proper, lawful, and compliant with board policy. According to long-standing board policy, all powers of the board lie in its action as a governing body, and board members acting as individuals have no authority over personnel or school affairs. The board is willing to devote time in our public meetings or in executive session if the request falls within the parameters of executive session to hear and to consider information requests from each and every board member. Requests related to the cost of legal services and budget specifics are entirely appropriate for the board's oversight, and it is appropriate for those requests to be made in board meetings by the board. One responsibility all board members should understand is the wise use of your taxpayer dollars and the need to treat each request fairly and with prudence. The Lexington County School District 1 Board of Trustees is fully committed to empowering each child to design the future. Our entire focus is on providing an excellent education for our students, teachers, and staff in Lexington 1. We will not permit mischaracterizations or untruths perpetuated through social media and local news outlets to distract from that mission or to undermine public confidence in our school district. We are so proud to be Lexington County School District 1.
Can I make a statement as well? I would just like to read policy KBA, the public's right to know. And it says, since the Board of Trustees is ultimately responsible for all district operations, and you may see that the district's attorney agrees with that, individual board members are extended special consideration in obtaining information. Under normal circumstances, individual board members should make the request to the superintendent, who may refer such request to the appropriate office for a response. Such requests will be processed whenever possible in a more expeditious manner than otherwise required by law and at no cost to the individual board member. All board members will be appropriately advised of all requests and the responses given. Should a request by a board member be determined by the superintendent to be unusual, the request is then referred by the superintendent to the fully seated board. So that's what should have happened in this matter.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Garris.